Most people believe they are behind because they are not working hard enough. They feel tired, busy, overloaded, and yet nothing seems to move. Days pass, weeks pass, years pass. Effort is there, progress is not. This creates confusion because society teaches us that hard work is the answer. Work more, try harder, push further, but effort alone has never guaranteed progress. Direction does. In this video, we will explore why so many people work harder every year, yet remain in the same place, and why the real problem is not effort. It is direction. Working hard feels productive. Movement feels like progress. But movement without direction is just activity. Many people wake up early, fill their schedules, answer messages, complete tasks. Their days are full. But fullness is not the same as forward motion. Direction answers a simple question: where is this effort supposed to lead? Without that answer, hard work becomes circular. You move, but you return to the same place. This is why people feel exhausted, yet unsatisfied. Energy is spent, time is consumed, nothing compounds. Direction turns effort into investment. It forces alignment. Each action begins to support the next one. Without direction, effort leaks. With direction, effort accumulates. This difference determines whether work builds momentum or simply fills time. Busyness is socially rewarded. It signals importance, responsibility, value, but busyness often hides confusion. When direction is unclear, people add tasks instead of removing them. They say yes more often. They fill gaps. They avoid stillness. Stillness would require clarity. Clarity requires uncomfortable questions. Busyness postpones those questions. Direction simplifies. It removes unnecessary effort. It reduces decisions. Without direction, everything feels urgent. With direction, most things become irrelevant. Hard work becomes lighter when it is focused, not because there is less effort, but because effort finally has purpose. Hard work is a multiplier. It magnifies whatever direction already exists. If direction is clear, hard work accelerates progress. If direction is wrong, hard work accelerates stagnation. This is why some people burn out faster. They are working hard in the wrong direction. More effort only deepens the problem. Direction must come first, then effort amplifies it. Reversing this order creates frustration. You push harder, expecting clarity to appear, but clarity never comes from exhaustion. It comes from alignment. Hard work should serve direction, not search for it. When this order is corrected, effort finally feels meaningful. Without direction, people rely on motivation. They work when they feel inspired. They pause when resistance appears. Direction removes this dependency. When direction is clear, emotion becomes irrelevant. You act because the path is defined, not because you feel ready. This creates stability. Consistency no longer depends on mood. Direction allows effort to continue through boredom, fatigue, and doubt. This is where most people stop, not because they are lazy, but because they lack direction. Direction sustains effort. When motivation disappears, time punishes misdirection. Years of effort can disappear without direction, but time rewards alignment. Small actions, repeated in the same direction, compound. Progress becomes inevitable. Direction allows patience. You stop demanding immediate results. You understand trajectory. Hard work begins to feel lighter because time is finally working with you, not against you. This is how long-term careers are built. Quietly, gradually, predictably. Direction does not appear when you feel confident. It appears when you decide. Decision precedes certainty. Most people wait to feel sure, but certainty comes after movement, not before. Direction is chosen, then refined. Effort follows. Waiting delays alignment. Choosing creates it. This is the shift that separates motion from progress. Hard work begins to work only after direction is set. Direction is defined as much by what you ignore as by what you pursue. When direction is unclear, everything feels like an opportunity. Every request, every idea, every new path. Saying no feels risky. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to choose wrong. You don't want to close doors. So you keep them all open. But open doors create distraction. Direction changes this. It introduces limits, not because you lack ambition, but because focus requires sacrifice. When direction is clear, saying no becomes easier, not emotionally easier, but logically easier. You stop asking, could this work? You start asking, does this support the direction I chose? Most effort is wasted, not because people work too little, but because they work on too many unrelated things. Direction concentrates effort. It removes noise, and once effort is concentrated, progress becomes visible. Burnout is often misunderstood. People assume it comes from working too much. In reality, burnout often comes from working without meaning. Effort feels heavy when it leads nowhere. Long hours become draining. When progress is unclear, direction gives work context. It explains why the effort matters. Without that context, hard work feels endless. You push, but you don't advance. This creates emotional exhaustion, not because the work is hard, but because it feels pointless. Direction restores meaning. It allows you to endure effort because the destination is visible. Burnout is rarely a discipline problem. It is usually a direction problem. People don't quit because they are weak. They quit because they can't see where their effort is going. Every day requires decisions. What to work on, what to ignore, what to postpone. Without direction, each decision requires energy. You evaluate everything from scratch. This creates fatigue. Direction simplifies decisions. It acts as a filter. Questions become shorter. Does this move me forward? Yes or no? Not everything deserves analysis. Most options deserve dismissal. Direction removes unnecessary thinking. This conserves mental energy, and mental energy is more limited than time. When decisions are easier, execution improves. Less thinking, more doing. This is why disciplined people often appear calm. They are not calmer, they are clearer. Progress feels frustrating when it cannot be measured. Without direction, you don't know what improvement looks like. You work, but you cannot tell if it's working. Direction defines metrics, not external metrics, internal ones. Skill gained, competence increased, stability improved. These are quiet measurements, but they matter. Direction allows you to see progress before results are visible. This prevents discouragement. You trust the process because you understand the trajectory. Without direction, people depend on outcomes for validation. With direction, they depend on consistency. This is how long-term effort survives, not through motivation, but through clarity. Hard work was never the problem. Effort was always there. What was missing was direction. Without direction, work becomes noise. With direction, even small effort compounds. Progress stops feeling random and starts feeling intentional. This is how careers are built. Not quickly, not loudly, but deliberately. What do you think about this? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if this perspective resonates with you, subscribe here for more content on discipline, career growth, and long-term thinking.